Welcome to the concluding episode of the series we've had, in which we were discussing with three wonderful young entrepreneurs about their business, what made them go into it, about what support they have received to indeed become the efficient business people they are. And also, we will be concluding with looking at what they see are the many, many benefits inherent in their being young entrepreneurs. Stay with us. Enjoy.
At the time, I was even picked to be one of the selected participants for that year. Had already given up, cutting tired of everything. Like, job was not forthcoming, was not working again. Then business was just like, what am I doing? Like, I was wasting my time. But I was taught the art of business, and then everything just changed around. And then the resilience I learned doing C4C is enough to take me the lifetime. As in, for me, nothing can stop me. Because I just keep growing, and I'm excited about every growth, every step that I just want to tell the world. And I just believe that if you can put your mind to it, you can make it happen. Then consistency. Be consistent with it. Don't even compromise your standard, and be persistent in what you do. Before you know it, success will become an experience, a daily experience in life. So entrepreneurial program in C4C is a way to go. It's a way to build up for as many that are still struggling, thinking, how can I even go into this world? How can I cope in this economy? When you come to Conversation for Change, they will teach you how to grow. They will not just teach you, they will hold you by the hands, and then they are monitoring you, monitoring and evaluation. They are not just going to give you all the money and the material and then you are going. They will keep monitoring you. That is being accountability. And then that, you're also responsible. They have given you wings to fly. You have to at least do the small parts, your own part, so that growth can really be evidence in whatever we do. So for me, Adeola TDO is growing, and then we're also building many others up.
Wow, it's almost frightening when I listen to you guys. I'm humbled and extremely grateful to God for the opportunity. Joe, you have a few more things on this before we move on to the other section?
Oh yeah, there was something she said in passing about if the government needs to partner with C4C, because this is a lot. And I tell you, if this program continues for the next 5-10 years, you will not be talking about unemployment anymore on this side of Africa or on this side of the world. Because the truth is, what C4C is doing is, apart from teaching you how to run can I sit forward? Apart from teaching you how to run your business, they teach you how to survive as an entity on your own. Now, I am Juwon. El Kratos is another entity. Like she said, initially we were just making money and spending. There was nothing like, this is my money, this is brand, but this is El Kratos money and all that. So if you don't know that difference, imagine in 2020 when we had the lockdown. Imagine there was no structure at all on ground, and I just stumbled into it was scary with the structure. So imagine if there was no structure. So now I really wish and pray that the government will partner with C4C to take this thing further, because right now I think the organization is just doing maybe 50, 20, 30 people per session. But imagine if the government can partner and they can take it up to maybe 100 people or 200 people per batch. You know how far that will go, because this thing is not something that ends with one person. You just talked about building others now. That's the ripple effect of what C4C is doing.
Oh yes.
Now, apart from you running your business and making profit and growing and getting better at what you do, there's a ripple effect on someone else that may not even know anything about C4C.
True.
In their mind, they just feel like, she taught me and I'm doing business better. No, but someone taught you.
Oh yes.
You didn't pay for it. Let me tell you the truth today. Maybe I've not told mom before. The first time I heard about this thing, and I just feel it because someone said, one NGO like that. In my head, I'm like, NGO in Nigeria. Call you to come and take something for free. I said, okay, let me register. Maybe they've not asked for money. So I registered and they called me for interview. I'm like, people are serious. Huh? I attended the interview until when the class started. In my head, I was still feeling like, okay, let's see.
And he ran.
You understand?
Reach one.
Like, I don't want to talk about that. Like full course.
Yeah.
Then during the class, I was like, oh wow, so something like this exists. So imagine if it was the government that is saying, okay, since you have taken this aspect, because I think that's one of the best ways to do well, to help Nigeria do well. Since you have taken this aspect, I call it nation building, you understand? Because every single thing, every little thing that you do as an individual or as an agency, in one way or the other is affecting the nation, whether negatively or positively. So this is nation building. So imagine if the government can say, okay, since you have taken this aspect, the government will inculcate you into the budget and this will go so that you can do better. You think a lot of people, this generation of Nigerian youths don't even want to go and look for work because we have a lot to do. There are different, people want to talk about tailoring, some people want to do makeup, some people want to do soap making. There was someone in my batch that was recycling junk into building material. Can you beat that?
Yeah.
Because you have called trash, he will just pick it. So imagine if someone is doing that on a large scale.
Yeah.
That means it will have an effect on, what's this thing called? The ozone layer stuff. Climate change and all of that. So that means one way or the other, it's having a positive effect that no one is even giving him an accolade for. Because he's just doing business, but he's still helping humanity. And one way or the other, he will train someone else that may go ahead to train someone else. What is this? What is that doing? It's growing. Creating an army of young entrepreneurs. In the next 10 years, if this continues, you see that the GDP of the nation will move. And you see a tangible percentage from small and medium scale businesses.
You know, let me cut you in there because I have a weakness. When I listen to you, all of you speaking, I feel like leaving you to talk on and on and on because you're saying so many wonderful and real things. But I get so much joy because for us, as we started the program, you have surpassed our expectations. And therefore, I think at this point, I'm going to say that to me, you exemplify what we mean when we say that business, entrepreneurship is a very strategic necessity for nation building. You use the word yourself. And that the country, for progress and survival, needs to encourage businesses in this country. But we say particularly businesses owned by young people because of the huge advantages there is in that. And so let me turn it to you because you are the young people and say, what do you agree? What do you see as the advantage of businesses particularly being run and owned by young people? Anybody can start. Do you see elements of it that you think is a potential benefit from that?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Who wants to start?
Okay. You know.
I don't know. Should I start? Or?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so now talking about national building. Now, we have now narrowed it down to businesses owned by young people. Okay, so now let me separate it. Someone that is an older person can run a business. Of course, they have the well of experience and all that. But do they have the strength to run? How many hours can they stay for board meeting? You understand? So that's one side. So now let me bring it down to myself now as a young person. The aspect of national building you get. You know, I said something the other time about whatever you're doing, directly or indirectly, is having an effect on the nation at large, whether negative or positive. I run El Kratos Limited and I have students I like to call them students. Some people say apprenticed. And I have students that I teach. These people will grow. And I have a standard of production. That is what they will grow with, not the regular tailor experience I had growing up. That is what they will grow with. And they will run. I can leave this place now. I can leave this studio now and still run for another meeting. And from there still run for another meeting because I am still young. So imagine I'm teaching 3 other young people. These people, maybe they are in their 30s or in their 20s. Like, naturally speaking, that means they can still live maybe like, let me say 50, 40 years. This person now can run this business for a longer period of time compared to maybe a man of 80 years old that is running the same business.
You have a longer period for your impact.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So now that's why I feel it's better now. And a young person now that you have taught business, now that's where I want to talk about mainly. I just took the detour at first to explain all of this. A young person that you have taught to run a business now will not look for a job, will not be a liability on the nation. Let me use that word.
It's impacting employment.
This person has been empowered. Of course, I know that even if you decide to share money, some people will still be a liability. But majorly, for someone to stay and learn the job, the craft, let me use the word, for someone to wait and learn the craft and move ahead to start doing it into business. You know, there are 2 different things. Knowing how to do the craft and knowing how to run the business. For someone to learn all of this, of course, the person will definitely want to run the business. So now, when I have trained this person, I've taken this person off labor market. The person will go and do what... The only thing I will need right now is maybe empowerment to expand my business. More empowerment. Maybe government wants to share big money now to expand the business. Not that I'm writing CV to say, okay, come and employ me with 50,000 naira, 20,000 naira job. I want to know. Why? Because I've been empowered by someone, even though nobody's even giving the accolade yet. You understand? But I've been empowered by someone. Yes, I knew the craft. Like I was saying, I knew the craft. But someone taught me how to run finance, how to run in pricing, how to package my business, my product, how to brand my brand identity and all of that. Someone taught all of that. Even though nobody's giving that accolade, I say that deliberately actually. But I've been empowered. Everything that I've learned for C4C now let me even, this is very funny because when I'm training people, I may not even tell people I'm training that, okay, C4C taught me or C4C trained me for free.
Yeah.
But the knowledge I received from C4C, I've transferred it. And this person now is off labor market. The person will go ahead. If the person is a serious brand, a business owner, the person will go ahead to run the same business and train someone else that will be off labor market. What are you saying? Before you know it, a large percentage of people will be off labor market. And the truth is, the way the world works, what you do is what I need. I'll patronize you. What I do is what you need. What he does is what we all need.
Yeah, because a real entrepreneur solves needs.
Yeah.
So
what he does is what we all need. What someone else is doing is what this is. So it's not as if we will now say, oh, all of us are doing it. No, we all need each other. I make fabrics, or you make fabrics. I'm just saying, for instance, you make fabrics. I'm a tailor. He's a boutique owner. He needs me to make the clothes he wants to sell. I need you to supply fabrics that I need. So what does that say? We all need each other. So imagine that you're running your business well. I'm running mine well. Eventually, we'll become an army of young people thriving in the economy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thriving like solving each other's needs, reducing unemployment, and keeping people busy and occupied.
Yes, mommy, basically reducing unemployment.
Better cutting because John wants to keep talking. Yes, can I turn to both of you?
Yes. So it also helps us to raise the standard of living.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
you're not a liability. He mentioned that. Now you are doing something for yourself. You're an entrepreneur and you have a product or a service you're rendering to many, and then you're not struggling to think of, oh, where is the next meal coming from? You now become employer of labor. You know, government when they're talking about, oh, standard of living poor, the poorest countries. Before you know it, in 5-10 years, if they deposit in the lives of young ones, unemployed, they will now be able to be financially stable. Our nation will be financially stable. We will have reduced unemployment in the nation, and then we'll be able to create decent job opportunity for many young ones. You know, we are not lazy Nigerians. We are not lazy youth at all. We are so energetic. We're willing to do. We're so resilient, and we're flexible. We are willing to learn and also put into practice. But please, when you don't give us a platform to try, how much you don't even know how much I can give. I'm very sure the day I came for interview, you'll just be like, oh, this girl, you know, I was just putting myself together, trying to put it. But you know, with time, we're growing. That's why I said now I know the heart of business. You know, if I knew what I know now, when I came for interview, I would have been one of the preferred students. But you know, I was just picked, maybe by luck or by mercy, you know.
By God.
But by God. Oh God, that is a secret recipe. You know, and there are so many people out there. There is so much capacity. There is so much we can do. Young ones are willing, but you know, how many people in this society is giving them the platform to thrive? Then we need to, when you give them platform to thrive and they do business, we are very innovative, because I can't say they are. I'm also
Innovation.
one of, yes, we are very innovative. We are creative. We are so flexible. We can be so resilient. We can withstand difficulties. We can with whatever is coming. This Nigeria, I said, for the fact that you're even going into this country, there are a lot of disadvantages. But you know, in all of it, we are making beauty out of ashes.
Yeah.
You know, when a parent sends you to school fees is expensive, way of living and all of that. And at the end of the day, you cannot even take care of the parent that sent you to school. Because that was the state I was before I started business, or before I met C4C. I was just striving to put food on my own table to survive. But no, the story is changing. I can support my family. I can also support people that I don't know, social entrepreneur. You are not just helping yourself, you're also helping the people in the community to grow. What I can do, what I have done, what I am doing, many people can do it better. All you just have to do is give them a platform to thrive. So for me, I'm not just producing, and the beauty of my product, agro-processing, we can export. So when we export, we bring in more money to our country, and then we're able to impact on the economy. We are getting better. We are paying our taxes. Then nation is building. So government, this is secret recipe. Developers
for nation building.
For nation building.
Isn't that
beautiful? We are really a vital set of people to build on, the young ones in business to develop.
Absolutely.
So that the nation can get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are profound words. I mean, thank you for saying them.
Thank you, Mommy.
And I really hope we're all listening. The audience is listening and the government is listening. Because what you're all saying is that this is the win-win.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What about you, my dear?
Yes, young entrepreneurs are actually very vital to nation building, because these are young people full of youthful exuberance. They can actually fall and rise easily. As I've mentioned in my earlier statements, I said, I have really been running business, but now I understand that I was not even running it well. So I have this opportunity, because of the age, to restart it and get it right. Secondly, young persons, in fact, no governance can survive without young persons. They play a key role. If their minds are occupied with positive things, they will always give back something positive to the society.
Absolutely.
And the government will strive. The economy is really shaking. But why is it that it's not really affecting the young people? Because we have actually understand and key into entrepreneurship. And for me, footwear, this is another industry that is so wide. that it touches almost every aspect of life. The president needs it, the governors needs it, the senate, every person in the society needs it. So when you begin to give out designs, patterns, you begin to give something beautiful, it only not limits you to your country. Other countries around will want to come in and know really what is happening. Because I was making a mold design of a shoe, very recent, and I just posted it. And someone said, yes, they have been having mold shoes. And this person happens that he's not even a Nigerian. And he begins to feel, okay, the mistake I made was that I just gave everything online. So there was no restriction to some of these things. So he was like, so we can also make mold shoes this way. So that really catches attention. You can see how it's also bringing foreign investors to come in and patronize this young person. And this is going to be really sustainable because it's young and the innovations are still coming up.
Your brain is working, you're open to new ideas.
You're open. And one thing about young person is they are always attractive because of the youthful exuberance in them. So like me, each time I am cycling on the road and my fellow, sorry to say my fellow, a physical challenged person too who is on a wheelchair sees me, he just feels there's something different about this young man. And before you know, I begin to mentor so many of the physically challenged persons around me.
You find you're inspiring them.
I'm inspiring them, sharing the experience to them. Even if they are not having the passion that, okay, I want to produce footwear, but I can also guide
What they like.
to what they want to do. So you can see how entrepreneurship...
So you, in a way, a role model,
yes,
to many young people who otherwise would have lost hope and courage.
Yes. So actually, it's a big one. I am actually striving forward to see that I also build the capacity of young persons around me that in the nearest future, they will never stand and say, I want to really earn a job. They will want to be on their own. They will want to also impact others. They will want to also speak and be heard in the governance of this country. So it's actually a good one for young persons to be into entrepreneurship.
Beautifully said. I always the wonderful young people here on the set with us, but let me say they've said wonderful things about Conversations for Change. I have let them talk because it is the truth. They are daily sources of inspiration to us, because when we started it as an experiment, so to say, we didn't realize it would have this amazing impact, an impact that has continued to prove sustainable, and which is why we're passionately believing and discussing on this program that while business entrepreneurship is a cornerstone of our nation building, but particularly that directed at young people yields multiple dividends over and over again. We have lived it. For 5 years we've done it. We've worked with young people, and each time we are energized ourselves. But I think they couldn't have convinced you this is the way to go. If we scale this effort up, if state governments take it on, for instance, if as many more young people as possible in this country are given the opportunity to benefit from a well-tailored program that helps them understand what it is really to manage their business and improve their skills, that it's a win-win for everybody. Our economy would improve. Our young people will have hope and be economically empowered. Our security would improve. Everything springs from it. And so we are very proud and privileged to be a part of your story, each one of you. Junwo, Kinsley,
Adeola.
God, let me say God, TDO, Adeola. Yeah, it's, to be a part of your story and a part of all the other C4Cs. Unfortunately, we can't bring everybody here, the story, even as we look forward to tomorrow and the future, and the hope that God will continue to bless and increase this effort, not just for C4C, but collaboration with others so that many more young people benefit. And as we continue to say passionately to everybody, to all of us as a collective community, a collective people, that the way forward is our young people. Let us make a significant proportion of our business in this country young people-owned businesses. Let us recognize that it is in thriving businesses that a country indeed succeeds, economically and in so many other ways. And so it's been a pleasure. I thank the three wonderful young people on set.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for the privilege.
And say to our audience, business is so vital for building our nation. Let us seriously continue to embark on that, particularly businesses for young people. We thank you. See you next week.